What's going on, Dub Nation? Smitty here from Warriors Today by Chat Sports. And today we're answering your questions that you asked us in a mailbag call that we sent out earlier this week, where you had any questions about the current state of the Golden State Warriors, the future of the Golden State Warriors, or honestly the past of the Golden State Warriors this offseason, where they did not make any moves for a big star to pair up with Stephen Curry, who just led Team USA to gold in the 2024 Paris Olympics, hitting the biggest shots I've ever seen on an Olympic stage in my life. And we're going to talk about Steph today. Don't get me wrong. But before we start answering your questions, I want you guys to go down below and click the bell icon to make sure you have your notifications on for any time that we drop a piece of content here at the channel, whether we're dropping a video like this, a YouTube short, or we go live here at the channel, which I'm planning to do in the regular season. You will be alerted on your phone. So go down there, click the bell icon, and set your notifications to all so you never miss a beat here at Warriors Today. First question coming in. Well, this one's a hot take, actually. From Luke123 Podcast, one of our main guys here at Warriors Today. He says, hashtag Warriors hot take. The Warriors' future is one of the brightest in this league with Jonathan Kuminga, Brandin Podziemski, Moses Moody, Quentin Post, Trace Jackson Davis. Interesting hot take. Definitely a hot take, as there is a big crop of young, talented cores around the NBA. You think about Houston with what they're doing down with the Rockets. San Antonio, I mean, they only need one player to really complete a young core with Victor Wembanyama, but there's some young talent surrounding him as well in San Antonio. Toronto is a very young team. Charlotte has a lot of young talent. But hey, with Golden State, you have Jonathan Kuminga and Brandin Podziemski. Brandin Podziemski was enlisted a ton of trust from head coach Steve Kerr last year, playing over 26 minutes a game, being trusted to run the offense, and he did that to a very high degree. Jonathan Kuminga, on the other hand, took a big-time leap last season after he and Steve Kerr met to discuss his role, his minutes load, and basically what purpose he would be serving on this Golden State basketball team, which in turn made his volume go up and his efficiency as well. So I'm very excited to see what version of Jonathan Kuminga we get after a worked full offseason this summer, as well as Brandin Podziemski, who competed in Summer League, who competed on Team USA Select Team. Obviously, Moses Moody is a guy who's been dangled in trade talks for guys like Lauri Markkanen, or packaging a deal for Paul George right before free agency started, as well as, even a guy like Jarrett Allen, who Golden State has been interested in the past. So I'm not sure what his role will be, especially as Golden State signed Buddy Hield, signed DeAnthony Melton, who guys who play his position, gonna muddle up some minutes for him there. So I'm unfortunately concerned with the fact that Moses Moody might not get a ton of minutes on this Warriors roster. Quentin Post, on the other hand, hasn't even been signed yet. So can we even include him in Golden State's young core right now? I'm not so sure. TJD, I'm also very excited to see a year 2 development from him. He was on Team USA Select as well as Golden State's Summer League roster as well. So clearly Golden State and their front office wanted to get these guys working in the offseason. They wanted to keep them in game shape and keep them ready. And as far as Team USA Select goes, playing against the top talent in the league, so just naturally getting better. Do I think it's one of the brightest futures in the league? Yes, but at the same time, you still are led by Stephen Curry, who is 36 years old, conflicting timelines. And as long as Steph Curry is still on your roster, the priority has to be surrounding him with as much talent as possible for him to compete for a 5th NBA championship in the twilight of his career. Because guess what, guys? He doesn't want to be a bottom feeder. So Golden State obviously going to this youth movement doesn't really coincide with what Steph Curry's goals are at this point in his career. It's unfortunate, but hey, I guess Golden State and Steph Curry really aren't on the same page, even if he did say he's excited for this roster this upcoming season. Next question coming in from San Francisco Nation. Hashtag Warriors. Do you think that the Dubs could make a big move at this year's trade deadline? Well, kind of back to what I just said. They might have to with the position that they're in right now. Is there anybody who is basically locking in the Warriors as a playoff contender next season? Probably not. If you think about national media, anybody who's really asked about Golden State, nobody has them above really the play-in tournament for next season. So if you think about that positioning right now, and you think about Steph Curry's goals of winning a championship, Golden State might be at the 10, 11, 12, hopefully even higher. I'm hoping higher. Don't get me wrong. But I'm being realistic in the sense that they could be in the same spot they were last year when it comes time for the trade deadline, and they will need to make a move. But at the same time, will a star be available to pair up next to Steph Curry? I'm not so sure. That's what it all ends up having to be when you want to acquire a big time talent. That talent is going to have to want to leave, and you're going to have to make a trade. And Golden State clearly doesn't want to give up Brandin Podziemski, doesn't want to give up Jonathan Kuminga. And from if I had to make a answer right now, if Golden State is going to make a big deal at the deadline, I would say no, unfortunately, but I would say no, just due to how they've handled things in the past, due to there's no current stars available. But hey, I'm not a future teller. Could easily see an all-star level player ask out of his current situation at the start of the season and then having it drag all the way to the trade deadline. I don't know. We don't know who that star is yet, so I can't really give a fair assumption. Next question coming in from Delara Phillip saying, hashtag Warriors, do you think with Clay gone, would a return of KD, Kevin Durant, be more feasible? It seemed like he was one of the guys that really enjoyed playing with Steph on Team USA. Well, I think he really enjoyed playing with Steph when they won back-to-back NBA championships in 2017 and 18. But yes, obviously he enjoyed playing next to Steph Curry. I mean, yeah, you guys see that screenshot of LeBron and KD with their hands up wide open? And Steph Curry decides to take the pull-up, step back three over two defenders. Nailed it. And that's the only guy in the world that could be able to do something like that. And KD was loving it, don't get me wrong. So do I think Kevin Durant could come to the Warriors again? Unfortunately, I don't. Matt Ishiba, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, has clearly stated this offseason that Kevin Durant wants to be in Phoenix and Phoenix wants to keep Kevin Durant. So unfortunately, the pairing of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, you throw Bradley Beal in there, even though he's kind of washed, is going to be set in stone for the near future, at least. They just got a nice free agent point guard pickup in Tyus Jones, maybe the most underrated free agent pickup of the offseason. And it just doesn't seem like Kevin Durant has any plans to ask out. But hey, we know KD, and we know that could change at any moment. So if Golden State has the opportunity to make a deal for Kevin Durant, if Kevin Durant wants out of Phoenix and they're struggling at some point next season, Golden State better be the first callers on the phone, offering up everything they possibly can to pair up KD and Steph for the last couple of years of their career to hopefully compete for a fifth NBA championship for Steph and a third NBA championship for Kevin Durant. I would love to see it, but I just don't as of right now. But I want to hear from you guys. Would you guys want Kevin Durant back on the Golden State Warriors? Let me know down in the comment section by typing Y for yes or N for no if you guys want KD back in the Bay Area or not. Next question coming in from my guy Tanner saying, hashtag Warriors, if Dub Nation makes one more move, do you think they will be a championship contending team? It all depends on what that move is, my friend. If we go get a guy like a Kevin Durant, then guess what? You're back in championship contending status. If it's a guy like Jared Allen or even a Julius Randle, who's an all-star, high-level, all-star level player, all NBA talent twice, two times Julius Randle's been an all NBA selection. I still don't think that would necessarily put you at championship contending status, but would definitely solidify you as a playoff contender in the West. I just don't think that there's going to be a top 15 level player who asks out in the near future that Golden State has the opportunity to go out and acquire. Because guess what? They already missed their chance. Paul George wanted to come to Golden State. Clippers wouldn't make the deal, so you can't blame GSW too much for that. But then Lauri Markkanen, you can blame Golden State for that and the fact that they would not offer up Brandin Podziemski or Jonathan Kuminga in those trade talks, and they never got more serious than a single phone call where we say we're giving up Moses Moody in every pick. Danny Ainge said, give us everything, and they decided not to negotiate on those deals. So do I think that a single move that's available out there right now can make Golden State a championship contending team? No, because there's no star that you could put next to Steph Curry that's available to be traded at this point. Next one coming in from True Mentality saying hashtag Warriors. What grade would you give Dunleavy this offseason in terms of current roster construction? I think he has left a couple of Hall of Famers walk for practically nothing and was unable to complete any big signings. I think my grade would be a D. I think he gets a pass because he's still new and he may be making moves. But if this happens or looks to happen again, well, I would be out on him. It's unfortunate. Mike Dunleavy, in the first couple of years of his career, has let, or as an executive, of course, solid NBA player, but as an executive, has let Jordan Poole go for basically nothing, right? You trade him for Chris Paul, who walks for nothing the following offseason. You don't get a deal done with the Clippers for Paul George. You don't get a deal done with the Jazz for Lauri Markkanen. And now the Warriors are going to be in a position this season where they're under 500. And the fan base is going to be upset because they're letting Steph's twilight of his career pass on by like the Lakers did with Kobe and like the Mavs did with Dirk. It's unfortunate, but yes, I would have to agree with you and give Mike Dunleavy a D for this offseason. It just, yeah, you made some solid moves. Maybe I'd up it to a C minus, but like Buddy Hield, D'Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, those are all moves that you make when you have a championship core ready to go. That's not a move you make when you have a plethora of young players that you're looking to progress, you're looking to develop, and then you bring in veterans like Buddy Hield, D'Anthony Melton, and Kyle Anderson. You should have the championship core set up already. Maybe Golden State is delusional and thinks they do, but I don't. So I'd give Dunleavy a C minus on his duties as an executive so far. Last question coming in from Young West 79, my guy. Hashtag Warriors. Do you think Draymond Green will get suspended this season? Oh my God. I dearly hope not. I really hope that Kevin Durant, not Kevin Durant. I hope Kevin Durant comes to the Warriors, but Draymond Green, I really hope he does not get suspended this season. I hope he keeps a level head. He said on the Jeff Teague podcast that he only has about 2 seasons left before he really considers retirement. Obviously, still 3 years left on his contract with a player option in the 3rd year, but I could see Draymond just electing not to take that money, going to TV where he'd get paid very handsomely and ride off into the sunset. But I think Draymond needs to come into the season with a more level head. And is that going to happen? Probably not. But my advice to Draymond would be just, man, you're at the end of your NBA career. Can we not deal with the assault on the court, please? Can we not put guys in headlocks? Can we not throw right hooks at tall European men? Like, what are we doing here? Really? And everybody knows you, Draymond. Like, everybody's friends with you. Like, you're cool outside of the game. But when you get to the hardwood, people are like not cool with you. And there's a reason for that because you are an antagonist on the basketball court. Does a lot of things great for Golden State. He's super valuable to the Warriors, and I would not trade him for anything because you're not going to get equal value back. But Draymond, you got to keep a level head, and hopefully that results in no suspensions for this upcoming season. He's got the quickest whistle in the league. They have no hesitation for throwing him out, fining him, suspending him. Why do you got to make it easy on him? Just keep a level head. You're at the end of your NBA career. Let's not get suspended at age 37. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. Do you think Draymond Green will receive a suspension at all during the 2024-25 season? Let me know down in the comments. Type S for suspend. Type C for clean. That's the 2 options that I'm going with here for this question to ask you guys down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about Draymond getting suspended next year or not. And that will do it for today's Golden State Warriors Rumors Q&A. If you guys want to stay up to date with the latest Golden State Warriors news and rumors, go on ahead and subscribe. Hit that red button down below. YouTube.com/WarriorsTV is the link for you guys to stay here and get every single update, rumor, news, trade, rumor, doesn't even matter. We do interactive Q&A mailbags like this every single week. Subscribe to the channel. You will not regret it. Go Dubs.